it was in that moment that Tanya made a shocking revelation. They weren't fighting commies. No, in fact, they were fighting nationalists. I love that shocked Tanya moment of like standing up and going, ah, damn it, we've been doing this wrong. I mean, yeah, technically this entire time that she keeps saying commies. Of course they think that way, those commies. Of course this is what they would do. Of course they would be like blindly running into the battlefield. Of course they would die for some stupid sake like this. Of course, because they're communists. And having this moment going, wait, they love their homeland. Wait, say that again. I'm just like, wait, this isn't going to work. Like everything that we've been doing up until now, none of this is going to work because it doesn't work for the structure. These people are fighting for this sake rather than this like collective or something like this. They're talking about like glory of themselves and being able to, change the party or something like that. These people have their own reason for shedding blood right now. And by all accounts, with this whole earlier segment, we can't get supplies because they keep like sending these troops in to attack us stupidly. Like it feels like it's stupid because they're rushing in and they're just dying for like the sake of stopping these caravans and stuff like that. It's because there's a sake for it. Like there's a reason why they're doing it, and it's not what they initially thought. There is kind of a genius to this concept here that I do actually really like, but it's just funny to see, again, Tanya, who this entire time has sort of been downplaying the mindset of these people constantly, finally going, oh, we're doing this wrong. Oh, everything that we've been doing up to this point, again, with the knowledge of the previous life, that is really what a lot of this is, because they all see the same thing that Tanya's seeing. It's just that Tanya herself is somebody that has sort of this collective of information that sort of parallels with this world, that they can sort of apply to this, that this is not going to work because of this. Again, having that fear of the winter and stuff like that because of that knowledge. It is cool to see that at least a lot of these, generals and whatnot, specifically Rudersdorf and Zetor, they sort of see the same thing, where they're like, yeah, this winter sucks. This isn't going well. We're not going to last. We're legit not going to last. Like, this is not going well. This is going to, keeping us from being able to, advance. Can we even hold the line? What are we going to do when spring come around? We don't have the resources we need. Like, they're seeing there's issues here, but Tanya's seeing it even more than that because of that sort of history of knowledge. But I like that moment where that realization happens and then bringing it forth to command and going, hey, guys, we got to shift how we're doing, like, all this propaganda. You're not going to win these people over by saying, stick it to the man. You got to win them over by showing them that they have an appreciation for their land and sort of divide and conquer. Divide them from these other groups. Create that division. And sure enough, they do. Going up on that stage with that speech was a really cool speech. It was, to be honest, a very, very good speech there. Again, this area that is occupied by them, what better message can you have for people that are being occupied than you don't have to fight anymore. Don't worry about us. We're your neighbors. We never wanted this war. Your leadership wanted this war. We never wanted this war. It's a cool little speech there that I really appreciate it. But yeah, let me go to the episode proper like I typically do, going scene by scene before I get too ahead of myself. But yes, we open up the episode with the fact that their supply lines are having problems. Victoria just wants some socks. Can I just get some socks? We get no socks again. Like at the end of the episode, she finally gets her feet up there. She got her socks finally. I love that whole thing there. But yeah, again, this is where we get that little meeting with Zetor and Rudersdorf. I don't like those names. Curtain Hands. I just call them Curtain Hands. They're having that little meeting again. I like the fact that these two, coming together, having this little moment of reminiscing of their days on the battlefield. 30 years ago, they were on the battlefield or whatever, having that little moment of nostalgia with the music. This is something that they apparently listened to when they were doing everything. Even taking a shit, apparently. They always listen to this song. I don't know. That's what it implied there. But again, having this little moment of them reminiscing, but also really coming down to the brass tacks. What's your opinion on what we're doing here? And again, it's exactly what Tanya's seeing. The winter came too soon. They can't quickly eliminate the enemy like they wanted to do. That's completely impossible now. All they can really do right now is just rebuild the line. And then at that point, yeah, the question mark is, what do we do at spring? Do we just continue the offense? It's really no choice. There's like an unfortunate reality here that they can't really not keep pushing. They're kind of stuck between a hard place and a rock. That kind of thing there. But anyways, that's when we jump around for a little bit, jumping over to the Allied Kingdom, the Federation capital. It really comes down to the idea of sort of we scratch your back, you scratch ours. These individuals wanting to, help these other countries for the sake of getting the information. Rather than us spying on them, let's just offer them aid so that at the same time we spy on them. So we'll get a little bit of information that we want kind of thing there. And again, getting into this Loria guy and his obsession with Tanya, then again, I really don't care. At this point, I really don't care. We had to get a brief scene with William and Mary meeting two of the Federation members, which I don't know if we've met these Federation members before, but I'm sorry, this Lilia chick is super sus. This Lilia chick is super sus. How they play this out is that Lilia and Mikkel, I think is his name, they show up into William, and William's kind of a little upset about this. Like, the brass is just pushing these people upon me. I really don't want to deal with them. They meet these two individuals. Specifically, Lilia is a Federation political commissar. And when Mary sees her, she gets excited. Because like the last episode, the thing that she was upset about is the fact that their people can't be sent back home. They're being buried here. I want them to go back home. So she immediately rushed out there and says, oh, you're one of these people. So you listen to the needs of the military, right? Can you help me get my people home? Can you help us get these people back to their homeland? And immediately, Lilia gets excited and says, oh, I understand. I completely understand. I know how you feel. Let's be friends. Let's put something together to get this done. And Mary's like super happy about this. Yes, let's be friends and everything. As they walk away, William makes some comment about his companion being like a little bit much or whatever. And he's like, it's fine. She's much more competent than most. She's better than most. And he says, her, impossible to believe that she's one of the country's political commissioners. Well, I don't know what to say, but it's not good news. I'm assuming that's in reference to the idea that they're not really doing as well as I think they're doing. But either way, that stuff aside, focusing again on Lilia, I think that she's good at putting on a face. I think this person's going to have like an absolute two-faced personality here. I don't think that she was trying to play into Mary, wants to be friends with her, acting like this doting lady, like, oh, you precious thing, yeah, sure, let's be friends. I think she knows who Mary is and wants to use her. I mean, technically, they want these individuals. They want to use these individuals. I just think that there's seriously a thing where she's just playing into it to gain favor from them, to essentially win them over. That's just sort of my read that I'm getting. I think that Lilia is going to be like a very crafty individual, a very manipulative and crafty individual, but we'll see. We'll see. But yes, when we cut over back to Tanya, they're noting the fact that they keep getting these attacks that are happening, claiming that they're very reckless attacks. And again, a lot of my mentality there is going to be the idea that they are sort of sacrificing themselves in order to stop these supply lines, which is a very critical method, by the way. It's an absolutely foolproof tactic, is to essentially cut off the supply lines until they just get bled to death. They can't receive anything. Thus, they're going to sit there and starve to death. They're going to lose munitions and whatnot. It's a very good way of doing things, but yeah, that leads into the whole thing where Tanya's kind of struggling with. This doesn't really fit what you would typically see from these individuals, which, yes, leads into what they were trying to figure out through the interrogation is more about who they're fighting, which, yeah, at some point, Victoria finally gets to shine. Finally, Victoria, after so long, finally gets her moment to actually shine. I like that whole later segment where it's like, literally, she's been at my side this entire time. I can't really call her a mere friend. Like, this girl's been through thick and thin with me. It's like, yeah, finally having her moment to kind of step forward and really turn the tides on this entire thing, which is, yes, she's been looking through all the reports. She's even done interrogations herself, and she's not really seeing things line up. Is that they all spout the same thing, but more importantly, they lack support from their superior officers. And then when they go in to do the interrogation, the individual that's there they're asking them what he fights for, and he says, my homeland. Like, who doesn't? Like, what, you guys don't do the same thing? There's like, a disconnect here that's not about them believing in communism, not them believing in the state, but more the idea of individuals' glory and themselves and their hope for their homeland. They want to improve their homeland. They want to protect their homeland, all that kind of stuff. And again, that's what leads to that aha moment for Tanya of like, crap, this isn't going to work. I like the fact that when she finally presents it to the command, it's more of the idea of like, we've killed too many people. Like, we're literally feeding them. It's not demoralizing them. It's not making them afraid of us. It's making them want to fight harder. If you have a group of people that believe in their country and their homeland specifically, for their town, for their city, whatever, they're going to fight even more viciously when they see that it's under attack. That's their glory itself. And that's what sort of leads them to realizing, okay, we got to change this a little bit. We can't just have this propaganda about communism specifically. We can't attack this fake thing here. This has nothing to do with anything. We have to really kind of give them an offer. We have to divide them in a way. Again, that's what leads that really cool speech there. I like that little speech there to kind of say that, hey, we're here, but we don't want to be here. We're neighbors. We don't want to take over. Specifically, I think the great thing there is really pointing out the fact that the places that we're occupying right now, we don't want it. We don't want to take this stuff, which I think that's sort of like a very bold move, by the way. Very bold move. This place that we're occupying, we don't want it. We want to give you back this. Take it. They even give their own like freedom there. Create your own governance here, which is brilliant in a sense, because what they're doing is going, all these people that keep attacking our supply lines, you know, that we're occupying, hey, have this land. We're not an invading force. We just want to stop this thing that keeps attacking us, which is communism. We want to stop this governance here. You guys have whatever you have here. We don't want to fight you. We're going to leave and we're going to go over here. We're going to be in the area, but we don't want to occupy it. We're going to go over here. It's brilliant. The fact that because it works is brilliant. So let's be truthful there, because there is a sense here, yes, this works very, very well, and it could easily blow up in their face, but it's a genius move because it's a presentation of like, hey, we're your friends. Let us walk alongside you. We don't like this thing just as much as you are. We didn't want this fight, but it came to us. We don't want to fight you. Have your freedom. We'll focus on this. And of course, these people are going to accept it. They don't want to be in this war. They don't want to be occupied. They are, again, they're concerned about their homeland, their home, which is here, this place. Not over there where the leadership is that caused this war. It's here. So again, it's really brilliant. I like that depiction was pretty cool of him like riding on the horse there. And again, Tanya later on, like, this guy's scary. This guy's crazy. It was a cool little depiction there. I really liked it. But yeah. Anyways, that kind of wraps things up with, again, their supply lines are finally not being attacked. And again, Victoria gets her socks. She did a good thing, so she gets her socks, right? Here's her reward. Good job for stopping like this current conflict. Literally kept us from dying right here, because the Eastern Front wasn't doing good. Like, the Empire gets to live for another day. Good job, Victoria. Have your socks. And also coffee. Tanya gets the coffee. Gets super excited about that. But it was, again, a really cool little wrap up there. I think it's a great way for them to sort of resolve the current conflict, which is not, again, they're not doing good. This Eastern Front is not doing good. So, and yeah, it kind of wraps things up with the acknowledgement of Victoria being there. And it's like the entire time, can't think of anybody else that's been in this world with me for so long sees it all. What are you doing out here? What are you doing out here? Damn it, get out here. Victoria, why is this in here? Why is this in here? Oh, it was in the house. And we took over the house, so of course it's there. It looks cute, though. It's so dorky. That little, like, zoom into it and, like, the color background and everything, that was great. The freaking out about coffee, too, was funny. Kind of these little funny little joke moments of Tanya. It's always great. But yeah, that wraps up the episode with us seeing the Edoa Kingdom Army Command, where they're noting the fact that, yeah, they just kind of let them self-rule. This area they just took over, they just let them to self-rule. It's kind of interesting. Hope they will listen to us since we're friends. I don't know if they've ever brought up the Edoa Kingdom before, but I think based on the map, I think they're towards the south. I think they're neutral, but I don't know. I'm not sure exactly why they would want to get so involved with it right now. Other than the fact that obviously everybody else is going to be wanting them to be the enemy of the Empire. Everybody wants to see the Empire as the enemy, so it's always curious as to why certain individual groups don't want to be. But that could just be because they're not in a really good spot to be in conflict with the Empire. In a lot of cases, that's the problem. Anyways, I think that's pretty much the episode. Some good stuff there. Some good stuff there. Really, really interesting episode. Oh yeah, they wrapped up things with the whole little scene where Victoria's sticking her face through the little, like, fake wall, asking why Tanya doesn't come in the room. For one, having Victoria's butt hanging out the wall is kind of inappropriate, but the fact that, like, Tanya, you want to join us? Well, you know exactly why I don't want to join. Are you serious? You've known me this long, you don't know why I don't want to go in that room? They're going to see me as a kid. They're going to start, like, patting me on the head and looking down on me. Oh, I'll get you a booster seat. No. That's like 10 times worse. Let's get you a booster seat. Yeah, that'll work out well. Oh, man. Anyways, that's my thoughts on episode 2 of season 2 of Tanya the Evil. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as always. If you did, hit the like button down below. Until next time, y'all take care.